All right, so welcome back. And in this section of our presentation, we're doing a functional demo of tobacco scan data. And just a fair warning, it's going to get fairly detailed. So I'm just going to dive straight into the weeds and show the details of how this program is implemented, how it's ran, what technology is being used, and how the merchant goes through the onboarding and the implementation process all the way to the point when they start getting paid. And if you're looking for a more executive summary approach, this video is part of a playlist, and if you just look at the videos above it, they would be a good source of a shorter information about this program. And again, you can always reach out to info@csiworks.net for any details or questions that you might have. So Scan Data is a program initiated by tobacco manufacturers, Altria, Reynolds, and ITG. And we, the CSI Works, when merchants install this, we help with the setup. We have a very guided setup by program expert approach. And our program experts in the Scan Data are also experts in Clover. Our solution is capable of handling all Clover devices. You can see that we have them listed here. The weekly automated data reporting for the program based on the requirements of the manufacturers is done on an automated basis, and the merchant receives rebates and incentives directly from the manufacturer without our participation. So we're not in the middle of it collecting money from one party, providing it to another. That relationship between the manufacturers and the merchant is direct, and we are considered just a third-party provider in that scenario. So without further ado, let's just jump on the Clover device and see how this processor looks like from the eyes of the merchant. Thanks. So to initiate the tobacco scan data, what a merchant would need to do is first install the app. And here we have a Clover Station Duo, and right here we have a Clover Mini. And so even Mini would work, and in fact I'm gonna go ahead and do the first install on the Mini. So we're going to More Tools, right? And we're looking for an app called Tobacco Scan Data. And there it is. All right, so mine already has it, and yours will say connect, and then you'd be able to choose the program. And also, it will tell you that this app is a web app. You can use it only on a web browser from your computer or mobile phone. All right, so, but installing it now allows us to install the rest of the apps, and the rest of the apps that we need is called Inventory++. And so let me jump on my station now. So here's my station device, and the other app that I'm installing is called Inventory++. This is the app that has web and desktop interface, and it has a couple of purposes, right? So the very first one that we're talking about here is just the item prep for scan data, right? So here's our Altria scan data settings, and here's our Reynolds scan data settings. And there's not much of a settings. All we really need to do at this particular state is just select the items and say, these are the items that we wish to report to Altria or Reynolds. And at that even, the merchants don't have to select the entire item set, because like I have like 10,000 records on this database here, but like we have 2 items selected, right? And the items that we have selected are obviously tobacco. So we have, well, let's not put Camel and Newport. So let's just have our, what are the other 2 items? Okay, maybe just one now. Yep, now it's just one item. All right, so I've selected my my Newport, but obviously this is a demo device, and so the merchant would select their entire tobacco category, right? So everything that's tobacco related, they would select. Or if there are some specific items they don't want to report on, they can do that as well. They can just say, let me go back here.
and unselect like that, right? So only Newport, save. All right, so that's it. And then the rest of the steps can now be done on a web browser. So let's take a look at that.
And so we're back on our dashboard here, and Tobacco Scan Data and Inventory++ that we have installed are both here, Scan Data and Inventory++, and we can open both of them. And so here's our Tobacco Scan Data, and I'm navigating to my settings, and in here it gives me my active steps and my completed steps, right? So I have some completed product information set up. I've already completed this, but let me kind of demonstrate it. And remember, when I was on my Clover device, I've only really selected one item from my Altria, but then what I've done is I've used this We May Help button here. And what that does is, so we have a database of tobacco products that we have built up over the time, and it's quite comprehensive, right? And we use it to first validate the, like, say a merchant comes to us and they already have, let me just go ahead and continue here. So say they already have inventory. So we'll scan their inventory against ours and we'll match the items up, and we will fill out the rest of the information about the item that Altria and Reynolds wants on behalf of the merchant. And then also what we'll do, and this is the second continue here, this is we can populate the missing information, so many items. So the first one was actually, so the one that I've described is this one, but the first one is a really cool one too. It just selects more items for the merchant. So I selected one item by hand, and then I clicked on this button. We scanned the merchant's database against our database, and where we knew for sure that that was a tobacco product. You see how that number jumped to 623. We found more tobacco products, and we selected them, and we pre-filled all of the information. And everything that was left is something that the merchant has to, fix by hand. And what is this? It's a lottery, cash dash, and so let's say, for example, this right here is not an item they wish to report. So there's a couple of things they can do. They can say, basically we can just take this SKU and move it to the product code. So that's what was missing. If they wish to exclude this item from scan data, they can just choose none, right? And the additional information about the item is right here. It's the manufacturer name, unit of measure, and consumable units. So we just say that's one. So it's almost always one. What is individual consumable units is, so like a unit of measure is a pack, then consumable unit is one. If the unit of measure was a carton, then consumable units would be however many packs goes inside the carton. Makes kind of sense, right? And so now we've kind of fixed this issue. We hit refresh, and that's it. Now watch, all the errors are gone, and the inventory prep, the product information setup is complete. And more like when merchants come to us and it's a good match of our database against their database, then the item information setup is done in minutes. We just click a couple of buttons and that's it. And the next steps is to do the stuff, to do the steps with Altria and with Reynolds. So let me first show you what the Altria does. And Altria basically has this process. First, you want to fill out this form. And it's basically a form that they have that every merchant needs to fill out to get set up test store name. 111222. So it's a 6-digit number. Total stores. We have one store number. To submit to scan that with just one. This would be the representative that you have, who is your Altria rep. So John, Altria rep. Retailer business contact information. So this would be the store owner name, owner, or manager, and then the phone number, right? And then email at owner Retailer contact for scan data reporting is basically whoever within the store needs to be responsible for scan data reporting. This isn't technical stuff, this is business stuff. So it still has to be somebody, store owner or manager, right? Whoever it is, let's go. And we put in that same phone number in there. And we can put that email here. And then we have to specify when is the store open. Always, right? And yes, will there be a third-party providers? Yes, there will be third-party providers. You click on that, yes. And then here, you simply choose CSI Works. And in the third party, you can put my name, Steve Slobodski, and our phone number, and our email, like that. Right, and that's it. Yes, we can do actual IDs, and I'm not going to submit because that's actually going to submit, but you know, here it is. So you fill out this form, and after you filled out this form, you can just call this number and request for tobacco scan data. And what Altria will do is provide us with the FTP credentials that we just need to enter here, and then the account goes to production. So this process here, you know, getting FTP credentials from manufacturer for Altria will take maybe 5 days. From Reynolds, take again anywhere between 2 to 5 days as well, just to get the FTP credentials. Let me show you what the Reynolds FTP credential setup looks like. So Reynolds is a very similar process, but they have a PDF form that they will send to you once you call them and request scan data setup. The form will look like this. The parts that are required, you know, for software provider, you can put CSI Works, info@csiworks.net, and the phone number, like this. And we send pipe delimited with headers. That's our file format. And the rest of the information is just the business information that, you know, needs to be filled out. And this form gets sent to this email address. And when they receive it, they will reply. And as long as you put our contact information here as well, then they will send us the FTP credentials. Okay. And with FTP credentials, we would be able to do the following steps. When we receive the FTP credentials from Reynolds or from Altria, we just enter those in to our, you know, to the merchant's account here, and you know, provide store information, including account number. And after that, the data will start flowing. So, and the flow of the data is being built like so, and then all the other transmissions are here. And you can view the details of transmissions. You can download the file, and you can resend the file, and you can close it. And so at this point, what we've done so far is we've configured both Reynolds and Altria. We've received the FTP credentials, and we've begun sending data. As far as Altria is concerned, it's been 2 weeks, and upon sending the second successful transmission, Altria will say that they are ready to do the discounts. And so to set up the discounts, we're going back to the Clover devices. And so let's get started there.
All right, so we're back here on a Clover device, and at this point we are transmitting data to both Altria and Reynolds, and Altria has asked us to start going to production and begin issuing discounts. And the first discount that I want to set up is going to be the multi-pack discounts. Multi-pack discounts are characterized by the quantity of packs, right? So you buy 2 packs, you get a discount, and you don't have to implicate the customer information in it. I already got one set up for to expedite it. So I just gave it a name, MPP, Multipack Philip Morris. Scan data. We have to put in that flag over there. This section right here just basically talks about the recurrence, and the way that it's configured, it just says that it's always, all the time. Okay, and it can, for other purposes that a merchant can use this app, they can, play around with the scheduling if they need to. And then we have the discount for 50 cents. On this page, there's additional settings. Is this Altria or Reynolds? We're doing Altria. Are they doing mix or match? Because right now, currently, they're allowing for mix, and sometimes they don't allow for mix. And by mix, we mean, a pack of silver Marlboro and a pack of red Marlboro would still be counted as 2 packs. And then we're triggering on every 2 packs. We go to our next, and that's our inventory. These are our categories. And then we click on tobacco, and we just click on Marlboro Silver. Right, so I only have one, but the merchant would select all of their Marlboro items, obviously. And so we just save this discount, and the rest of the transaction would just, the environment would basically happen here. So merchant would do a checkout like that. It's going to do the age verification, so we can just do the age verification. And further down in the videos, I'm going to talk about more about the age verification. And then, we can just scan another pack. And so our multi-pack discount is triggered. And then on we go to pay. Okay, so this transaction took place. And then next week, when we're reporting, that discount also will go along with the report to scan data. Okay, and so basically there's nothing else a merchant needs to do at this point. They are triggering discounts, and Altria is getting those discount information. And now merchant wants to do the loyalty program for Altria because they're ready. So for the loyalty program, we're giving them an app called Cloud CRM. And upon opening this app, they go to the menu and they click on workflow management, and they click on the Altria Loyalty program here. And there's a bunch of different programs that's currently available. Let's take a look at Helix, USSTC LFP, LNM, USSTC P3 Plus, LFP, and P2. So these are all the active programs that are currently available, plus one that I've kind of already pre-set up here. So this is our Philip Morris USA P1-P4. These are periods, right, or quarters. And so, like I said, this thing goes on for the whole year, mostly. Let's pretend that it's 2 items and it's a $1 off. These dollar amounts can vary based on location, but your agent, your Altria agent, will always know what the dollar amount is. And then you can select what item this qualifies to. So I'm just going to go ahead and select my Marlboro Silver. Now, remember, we already set up a multi-pack for Marlboro Silver and all of our Marlboros, and the case would be the same here. Because this is a demo device, I only have one. Merchant would have all of their Marlboros, and they would select all of the Marlboros. And then there's this additional setting today that gives them ability to trigger the discount once or keep triggering discounts. Okay, and again, some merchants are told to do one, and some merchants are told to do the other, so it all depends on what your agent tells you. And then we go save. And so now we actually we just need to turn it on right here. So now we turned it on. Now we've turned on the loyalty program and the multi-pack program so far, right? And let's just go back to our register and see how that functions. I'm gonna grab my Marlboro here, and I'm gonna do a scan. It's gonna want me to age verify, so I'm gonna do that. But now, when it does age verify, because we have a loyalty program running, it's gonna say, do you want to add this customer as a loyalty customer? And we say yes. And it adds the customer, and it validates to make sure that there is a phone number. And then when we scan the second number, 2 discounts trigger. Multipack Philip Morris and the PM USA, the loyalty one, for the total of $1.50. So for 2 discounts. And again, the merchant doesn't really have to do anything to get those, to do those. And upon finishing this transaction, like I just did, they can be assured that this gets reported to Altria on a weekly basis. And so now let's pretend more time has gone by, and in fact, let me just kind of talk about it a little bit. Reynolds will take 4 weeks, 4 weeks that they call technical review. By technical review, they mean that they're not even looking at the like the file information, like the data that you're sending them, the actual sales data. They are not looking at it. All they're looking at is making sure that the files that we're transmitting have no validation errors. And we can guarantee that for 4 weeks, you'll have no validation errors. We know how to send technically valid files to Reynolds. After those 4 weeks, including the 4 weeks, there's a 4 months period that Reynolds wants to validate the data. And that means during the 4 months period, they also allow you to resend the previous 4 weeks that you were doing for the technical. So that 4 weeks plus 3 more months basically is the time frame. They call data validation review, right? And to validate the data and be sort of qualified to go to production and start doing discounts, they require 3 additional months, including those 4 weeks. So a total of 4 months. But let's say that that time has gone by and Reynolds has come and said that your account has been certified and you are now allowed to do the discounts for Multipack. Let me show you how we do the Multipacks with the use of Newport. So I already have one configured. Let's take a look. So I just given it a simple name, Reynolds 1, and we're just gonna run this for Newport, okay, for a pack of these. And again, it starts sometime in the past and goes on all the time without an end, and the dollar amount is $2. Again, these are really random numbers. You know, each location would have a little bit of a variance on the price discount, and agents are extremely helpful in that regard because they'll know exactly what dollar amount you need to use. So I'm putting in Reynolds here. I'm saying that it's a match, right? So they have to buy exactly this Newport and scan the same SKU twice and not mix. All right, just to show how that works. And then, you know, they trigger on every 2. And then here we select our Newport and all the Newports if there are more. And I do want to make sure that it's turned on though, like so. All right, and so now it's turned on, and now Discount Scheduler is running our Reynolds and our Multipacks for Philip Morris. And we can go ahead and give this a test. Here in a Register app, I can go ahead and scan my Newport pack, like so. And, you know, indeed it will ask me to verify my age. And here I've verified my age. Oh, maybe not. What happens? Oh, there. All right, and my loyalty customer, sure, why not? And then let's do another one of these. And as you can see, the only discount that gets triggered on Newports is Reynolds. Now, so we've already aged verified and indicated that it's a loyalty customer. So the customer is here. See how it says remove customer? So at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and scan Marlboro. All right, and twice, right? And when I scan Marlboro twice, well, first of all, it didn't ask us for age verification because we've already done that in that transaction. And it didn't ask for loyalty because we've already assigned and all the discounts triggered. And I can show you that it works solid. So let me remove this Reynolds here. Like I'm gonna use these quantities here, right? So let me remove Reynolds Newport again, done. delete there. And then what I want to do is, instead of scanning it, just show that even this, because I know some developers have this issue where you use this quantity and it doesn't work, right? So I want to go to tobacco. Let's see here, tobacco, and I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna say 2, quantity 2, I'm gonna grab Newport. There's the discount. So solid. All right, and so far basically what we've done is we've implemented Reynolds with the multi-pack, and we have implemented Altria with the multi-pack and the discount for the loyalties. Okay, and next is the loyalty program for the Reynolds, because they in fact now also have the loyalty program, and same app is used. We have Cloud CRM here, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna navigate to the Reynolds loyalty program. So because there's a test, you're gonna see some test data here, but Grizzly, let's just grab this Grizzly one. And what we're saying is, you grab 5 of individual Grizzly cans, and you get $2.50 discount. I don't know that we have Grizzlies in our inventory yet. So before we do this, I'm just gonna go to my inventory real quick and navigate to my tobacco and see what's out there. Categories. Tobacco. Newport and Camel. Alright, so let's go ahead and add new item. We'll call it a Grizzly. Nope. I have to use a cheat sheet. I don't know how these things are spelled with the Y. Long cut. I don't know if it's important. Alright, let's say it's $10. I don't know how much it is actually, although I did just buy it. And then I'm just gonna scan this product code here, like so. And let's go ahead and put it in SKU and save. Alright, so now we have this Grizzly long cut here, and I can go back to my Cloud CRM app and click assign items and navigate to my tobacco and grab my Grizzly long cut and hit save. And we want the discount to trigger once, right? So hit save. So there it is, Grizzly is on, and now we're just gonna go to register, and let's go ahead and start over, right? So let's actually start, and I'm just gonna go ahead and scan. It's going to want to age verify, right? So we're gonna go ahead and age verify. And yes, we are a loyal customer. And then let's just scan another Marlboro and the discounts trigger. Now we can do the Grizzly. So 4 Grizzlies, no discount. 5 Grizzlies, a discount. All right, and then we can do a Newport, 1, 2, and there's a discount as well for Newport. So as you can see, it's very automated, and at this point, merchant just gets paid. Oh, sorry about that. And lastly, I just want to show what the receipt looks like. So let's see, this is what the receipt looks like, and it does show the discounts on the receipt. Okay, cool. Thank you.